and welcome back to Success Secrets Masterclass. I am your host, Lachelle Weemy. It is so much fun to see you guys here for day 3 of our masterclass and ways that you can start to recognize what you might be missing that is keeping you from leveling up your business, from keeping you from that multiple six, and even 7-figure income. Now, the last couple of nights, we've had so much fun. Mistake number 1 that I see all the time is people not being clear on who it is that they're serving, what they want in their life, or how they stand out in the market. And I gave you guys some tips on how you can start to look at that differently. Last night, we talked all about confidence and the posture in which we show up. So if you are not showing up in the confident state that you want to be in order for you to get the attention of the people who need your help, they're likely to ignore you. And I wanted to give you guys all of the reason that you might be holding yourself back, either consciously or subconsciously. So if you missed the last 2 nights of training, do not sweat it, because you can access both of them inside of Guide 2 here inside of the Better Club on Facebook for the replays. And those replays are going to be able to be viewed throughout the entire weekend. And so I get you guys. Like, I understand. I know what it's like to have a business. I know what it's like, when I used to have my full-time career and then I was juggling my family on top of it. So I totally get you. I see you. And I want to make sure that you guys have access to everything that you need for a few more days, right? So tonight, what we're going to do is we're going to talk about mistake number 3 that I see people making over and over again. This is one that I'm super passionate about, and it's consistency. They are lacking consistency. Those of you guys here inside the Better Club, you guys know that I have this mantra of desire, decide, and do, where we recognize that we have a desire for better. We want better in our lives, better in our business. We make the decision to make it happen, to do what it takes to learn what we need to learn. But the last thing is to do. We need to get into freaking action, right? Can I get an amen out there for those of you guys who are watching tonight? And so tonight, what we're going to do is talk to you about ways that you can level up your ability to be consistent so that you're not sabotaging your success. How fun is that, right? Now, if you are tuning in live here inside of my normal Facebook page, or maybe YouTube, or maybe LinkedIn, I want to say, hey, now if you are wanting to get access to the replays, you're wanting to get access to some of the comments, the community that we have going on here inside of this training, head on over to the Facebook group of the Better Club. Here inside the Better Club, we are people who want to be better, do better, and have better in life and in business. And so if that's you and you want to surround yourself with really high level, motivated, impact-driven people in your life, then you are not going to want to miss this community. So come on over inside the Better Club. You guys let me know if you're tuning in live, if you're catching the replay, because it's so much fun to see who is tuning in, who is here, who's making this a priority in your life. And it is so much fun to interact with you guys. Like, I love it. Tell me below, what are you doing for your businesses? Like, what is your goal? What would you love to see in your life? I love, love, love reading everything that you guys have going on. It's so much fun. All right. So a couple of things recapping, because I want to make sure that you guys have all of the announcements before I dive into some really high-end, amazing, energizing training tonight. Again, all the replays are going to be inside of Guide 2 here inside the Better Club through the weekend. I'm taking them down on Monday, okay? If you want lifetime access of all the replays, then go ahead and say VIP in the comments, and I will make sure that my client experience director, Jamie, gives you guys the link to the VIP offer, which gives you access to the lifetime of these trainings. It also gives you the answer key to the workbook, and you will get a chance to join me on Monday for a live workshop where I'm going to teach you how to reverse engineer your financial goals so that you know exactly where you are, you know exactly what you need to do, and you know how to get there, right? And so let's do this together. It's super, super inexpensive, $27, well worth the investment. And the only reason that I'm charging you anything is because you pay attention when you pay. And I want to make sure that you're taking your life, your business seriously. So I added a little $sign onto that so that I can encourage you guys to get into action, and I can encourage you guys to actually do the thing that I'm suggesting that you do. All right. Now, if we are really, really wanting to, we want to start leveling up and we want to start executing the things that you're learning here, I'm going to encourage you guys all to do your homework. Okay. So inside of Guide 2, every single day, I have a post that you guys can go ahead and use to know what you need to do for your next action steps. And anyone who comments in that homework post that they have done, they're just comment and simply done, you will go into a drawing for a signed copy of the book that I released earlier this year, Get Out of God's Way. And I'm also going to send another little gift in the mail to you as a complete surprise. So you're not going to want to miss your chance for that. It's so much fun cheering you guys on. And it's even more fun when you tag me in the stories and stuff, because I get a chance to see like what you're doing in your homework. And so I wanted to make sure that I celebrate. So night 1, we actually have our first winner, Meredith Wheeler. So congratulations, girlfriend. I'm so sick and proud of you. So that's from Tuesday night. And then I will give you guys an update later on tonight who was the winner for Wednesday nights. Okay. So make sure that you go ahead and drop your homework into that you say your homework is done inside of Guide 2 and the homework post. That way I can share with you. I can bless you guys. All right. Now, because I love surprises. I love blessing people. I love, leveling up everything that I do. I actually invited one of my dear, dear friends, Jan Reed, to tonight's conversation. So I'm actually going to let her in from backstage. Jan, thumbs up. Are you good? Awesome. Okay, you guys, you're going to meet Jan. She's freaking amazing. Hi, friend.
Hello. How are you, Lachelle?
Oh my gosh, Jan, you are such a great friend. I mean, you are on vacation in the Black Hills, and you're spending time with your family. And I reached out to Jan. I'm like, girl, we have such great energy together. Like any chance you're free for a few minutes. And she's like, well, I'm actually in South Dakota, but what do you need? Like, that's how great she is. So Jan, thank you so much for being here. And I'm going to try to get you back to your family ASAP.
Okay. I appreciate that. Thank you.
But, I wanted to bring you in because here we are inside of the Success Secrets Masterclass that I'm teaching people the 3 things that I noticed that hold people back from their massive success. And there are things that you and I have talked about a lot because we have so many great conversations. The first one was the lack of clarity, which you have definitely helped me with in conversations that we've had. And I've done the same with you.
Vice versa.
And then confidence, of course, like being confident enough to take that next step and that leap of faith. And then tonight, actually, we're going to be talking about consistency, which is another topic that you and I have so many hours of words that have.
Absolutely.
But the reason that I wanted to have you on tonight is because I have been talking to the people here inside of our Success Secrets Masterclass about something called Spiral Up. And Spiral Up, I've mentioned to you a little bit about it. We haven't had a chance to talk since you've been on vacation, but it involves a mastermind. And you and I both love the concept of a mastermind. And we were in a mastermind together for a couple of years?
Yeah, at least that. Mm-hmm.
And so, both of us can geek out on the science behind why a mastermind works, but with the quantum physics and everything like that. But it's also just been a game changer for me to surround myself with like-minded people that help me to spiral up instead of spiral down, right?
Yes, absolutely. It's always fun to discover what you learn about yourself and others as you do a mastermind. It's amazing.
Yeah. So you've done, that type of experience before, obviously. So how would you describe a mastermind in your experience, and what benefits has it brought to you and your life?
Well, I see a mastermind as many minds coming together, or at least two people. Yeah. And when you start talking together, you kind of become one. You kind of are on that same wavelength, and it's not even kind of, you are, it's there, and you can really feel it. And you start talking, and the ideas seem to flow better because you're coming from that one place, from that power within, and the ideas just start to flow. And when people come up with something, you're like, oh, I never thought of it that way. It opens your mind to something new and gives you so many things that can help your business or anything else in your life that seems to be maybe not going well for you at the time, or maybe it's going really well and now it can go even better. So,
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And we've done this before, and how I'm going to set up the mastermind inside of Spiral Up is people can come to the mastermind as a participant, willing to volunteer for the hot seat if they have something that they're stuck on. And we did this together within our group several times, and you actually facilitated it. So talk to us a little bit about the process that you took us through that allowed for that higher level, like just brain dumping that happened, because it was so cool.
Yeah, I got to think back here because it's been a while since I've done that, recently anyway. Just the beginning was to, get me started here, Lachelle, because something I have a brain block here.
Yeah, like you had us like take pieces of paper, and we're just supposed to.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yes, now I'm back. Okay. Yes, what you do is you kind of write down what a problem might be or something that you would love to see. So you write down what that is in a specific sort of way, and then you read that out to the rest of the group, and then they have an opportunity. You give them a minute or two to write down all the possibilities that come to their mind, and just quick little things, and they go through that. And each person gets that opportunity. And so when they're done writing it, then you'll say, okay, go. And then you start writing some of the things that they say that help you. And once you go through those and they say all these wonderful things, then you have the opportunity to stop and take a look at all of the answers that have been put out there. And you go on through and you start circling the best answers, the ones that really resonate with you. And then you go back and you prioritize them one through however many you have up there. You usually get quite a few, and they can really guide you and help you in the next step. And it gives you ideas that you would never have had without a mastermind group. So it's very effective.
So that's just one way that we've used it. And I wanted to just I didn't mean to put you on the spot, because I'm like,
no, it just took me a second to get back to it because I haven't done it in a while.
Shoot from the hip here. Like, I never really know what we're going to talk about, but
I know.
But I just think it's such a cool way, because I think that oftentimes when we feel stuck in life or in business, we literally can't see all the solutions that are around us. And when you get into a mastermind, you literally open yourself up, open your consciousness up to be able to accept all of these different solutions. And then you reach for the one that resonates with you the most, that like hits you in your gut or your heart. And it's just so freaking powerful. The other thing that I love about it is just surrounding ourselves with really high level people, because both of us have been, in situations where maybe the people around us haven't been the greatest facilitators for growth, right?
Yes.
And they kind of tend to bring us down. And I think just being part of a group of people that have a similar drive, have similar impact, focus, have similar goals, we tend to just like raise the vibrations of each other just by being with one another. Don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. And it really does spark something, because it can lead to discussions for that clarification on maybe what they had to say or what questions you have about what they said. And all of a sudden things just become clear. But what I love about it is you're on that same level and you're drawing from that power that you all have from within. And that is, it's so exciting, because it's coming from a great place. So it's great.
Oh my gosh. And then, okay, you guys, so here's the thing, because I love surprises. So here's the thing I want to announce tonight. So anyone who wants to explore and ends up signing up and committing to the Spiral Up program between tonight, like right now, and I'm going to give you until Sunday evening, because I'm going to give you a little extra time with this, because here's the deal. This is your bonus for tonight. If you sign up through Sunday evening for the Spiral Up program, it's 6 months of high intensity masterminding, coaching with me, expert consultings from a list of experts that you get to choose from. It's group coaching, it's weekly training, it's accountability partners. And we're going to talk about that a little bit tonight too. All of that you get a chance to participate in. But tonight through Sunday, I'm actually going to be taking money off of my retreat in September. I'm going to give you guys half price admission to a intimate luxury event that I planned. And Jan's looking at me like, what? So I haven't told anybody, not even you.
No, this is the first I've heard of it. And
Yeah.
I went to your retreat last time and it was amazing. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
that
so
is exciting.
it's such an amazing opportunity, you guys. And the thing is that the retreat is going to be a first come first serve, because I only allow 10 participants. That's it, because I want it to be crazy intimate and very high level. It's luxury. It's going to be at a destination. We're going to have a private chef. It's on the beach. It's imagining your life as if you already are living your dreams. And it's all the brain science, the quantum physics, and the scripture that's around how do you become the person capable of making it happen. And Jan, you know what? Since you're here, like, what was your experience last year at the retreat? Because
Oh,
Jan, you're like, I'm going this year. So I want to know why. Why do you want to go?
well, I really had a chance to just spend time with me
Yeah.
and my thinking, and you brought a lot of that out of me, and it really helped the different steps you took each time, each day, and it was fun, and you got to know this group of people so well
Mhm.
and made great friends, and I love that kind of connection.
Yeah.
And it was just there's some things in my life that I didn't always have clarity on, and I didn't necessarily wasn't ready to take that next step. And you really did help me with that. And I'm seeing things happening now that are leading me in the direction I wanted to go. And it's really been fun to be able to do that, and I have a business with my daughter, and we're really stepping it up now. And it's really been exciting on
Yeah.
the direction that we've gone, and it's changed our relationship too for the better. Not that it was bad, but it's just better now.
Yeah.
So
I
we're
know.
on the same page. Yeah, that was
Yeah.
great.
I
Yeah, it was all that.
I still remember being on the patio because we had a private balcony, guys, that overlooked the ocean
Yes.
with our own private hot tub. And I remember sitting out with Jan because I take time with each person at the retreat, which is why I keep it so small. And we were like brainstorming things. And
Yes.
she was so funny because she was like, I saw you with your piece of paper and you were just going like crazy.
Yep.
We had such a great time. We
Do.
sent Jan a picture a couple days ago from that weekend because it was just like one of my favorite moments of my whole life.
Yeah, that was very delightful and a fun reminder.
Yeah. And it's just you guys, you have business can be hard, can it, Jan? Like business, you're
It
in business with
can.
your daughter, but if we don't surround ourselves with the people who are going to
Exactly.
keep us from spiraling down,
Hmm.
and not only keep us from spiraling down to where we stay status quo and don't want to quit, but I'm talking like spiraling up. I'm talking about raising our
Yeah.
vibrations. I'm talking about raising the level of performance and impact and income and all the things that we want to
Yes.
make. And in order to do that, we need people around us, don't we?
Yeah. Yeah. And like they say, those 5 people you hang around with the most
Yep.
is kind of who you become, because that's what you're around. And when
Yeah.
you make a choice to be around people who are so inspiring and like to think that in a similar way, but even better, it just moves it up. I love masterminds
Yeah.
because I've learned a lot,
Mhm.
an awful lot.
Absolutely. And you've been one of my coaches. I've been one of your coaches. So,
Hmm.
I've learned a lot from Jan, and I hope that I've helped you out a time or two.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely you have. Because when you helped me that time, because I've been sitting here struggling with this idea of a book, and it just wasn't starting. And you gave me steps to help me move in that direction. And even though it's not moving as quickly as I'd like it to,
Mhm.
I'm I know it's happening.
Yeah.
There's lots of things going on in my head that I'm putting on paper that are leading me to what I'd love to do. I don't know if I can write it in 1 week like you did, but it's going to be a little bit different book than yours. But yeah, I'm really excited about the impact I can make on people's lives, and
Yeah.
especially, I love children, um, helping them because
Yeah.
I want them to know what we already know, and
Absolutely.
help them to live the best life they can. And that to me is what's more exciting than that, you
Exactly.
know?
And the
Yeah.
clarity that you've gotten around that is so fun to watch, for real. It's so freaking fun to
Yeah.
watch. And that's what I love about Spiral Up, you guys, because not only are you going to get time with me, and what I do is I look at your situation and I figure out what you're missing, what in your strategy you need to add, and what your blind spots are. And I can help you to overcome the blocks that are holding you back from executing what it is that you want. but I'm
Yeah.
also bringing experts into the group that you can consult. So I have people who are experts as authors that are coming in that can say, here, this is how you self-publish. This is how you promote that book. This is what you need to do for launching. You have access to experts in the industry that are beyond me. This is their zone of genius that are going to help you with the pieces of the puzzle that you need to freaking get into action. And that's what I love about this so much. And so none of us have the same goals. Some of us need different help at different times. And that's what I love about it, is that this can be for you, what you want, what you need at the time, but we all rise together in ways that is going to be so powerful that I can't wait to see what happens. This is all going to start in July. We're going to be wrapping up our 6 months in December to see where your business is, see what your goals are by December. It gives me goosebumps. And so I hope, right, Jan, don't we hope that a lot of these people decide, or, a handful of them decide to join us at the retreat?
Yes. Yeah. It was pretty unforgettable. And I brought so much from it, and plus, the word fun is a big word for me.
Yeah.
And we had a lot of that because to me, everything we did was pretty much fun. Except
Yeah.
carrying the rocks on my back. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding.
You know what it is?
I'm joking. I really am. I'm just whining.
Awesome. Oh my gosh. So we have fun, we laugh, and we grow. And I think the biggest thing that you take away from that retreat are the tools that you can use once you get home. Because so many of us go to these things and then we're just like, okay, that was great, but now what? And I really want to send people home with the tools that they need to make that difference.
And I did feel that way. There were many that, even though I knew them, you helped me clarify them, I think, and realize how I could use them, maybe that I wasn't. And I appreciated that. You had some great input.
Oh, I love you so much. Okay, so I want to get to the training tonight, and I want you to get back to your family. But one last thing, we're talking about consistency tonight. I want to just hear your 2 cents on how important has consistency been in growing your business?
Extremely helpful, because I was doing pretty well before COVID. And then after COVID, it kind of lost my way a little bit. And, after the retreat, I could see I could see a light, let me put it that way. And then when my daughter and I decided to consistently meet about our life coaching business, all of a sudden it was like a double mastermind, 2 of us, and things just started changing, and we're coming up with ideas, and we're doing so many wonderful things. We'd love to speak at different events, and that's just exciting. So everything's starting to move in the direction that we're seeing. And that right there, the consistency of us continuing to meet and do what we say we're going to do. And what a difference that has made for us. We just had to decide. That big word, decide. And it's a big word. It really is. And then sticking with it, that was, how many times that I made a decision, but it didn't stick because I hadn't really made I hadn't decided well enough. And now I'm following through, and wow.
Desire does not do, right?
Yes, because now I'm seeing what I love to do happening, and it's just, and the people's lives I get to reach, just in meeting with my, just a client that I have at this time. And wow, she came on, because we talk online, and she just lit up, and we were only in our 4th session, and she's just like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh my gosh, because it's so exciting when you see someone, finding what they love and they get to do.
Do you have any last minute advice or words of wisdom around consistency that you want to?
It is a decision. You have to decide. First of all, you need to decide what you really love. And I usually use those words instead of what you want, because what you love is usually bigger. It's a dream. And it's, what you want is often a goal. And I think when you have that dream and that vision, and it could be very hard to get, but you don't worry about how you're going to get there. You just take the steps, and that's where the consistency really comes in. When you keep taking the steps, that decision to do it is the most important thing. I really think it is.
I totally agree. That's why I have a whole section in my book that's all about
Yes. I know. I think I just read that like a few days ago. So maybe that's what inspired me here, but it's huge. It really is. Yeah, I love your book and I go back to it quite often. I'm learning a lot from it. Even though I know it, now I really know it. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
you don't always hear it the same way.
Yeah.
You don't. So
Well,
that's what I like about books.
that's a huge part of my life. I'm so honored and grateful to call you my friend, and
Yeah,
I'm so
same here.
thankful that you were able to carve out a few minutes to say hi to everybody and to chat with me tonight. So,
Oh,
Jan, tell
absolutely.
everybody hi for me.
Yes,
I will talk to you as soon as you get home. Okay.
I would love that. You
All
take
right.
care, okay? All right. Bye-bye. Have fun, everyone.
All right, you guys. Oh my gosh, she's like one of my favorite people. So when she said, "Yeah, I would be happy to do that," I'm like, the people that you surround yourself with are so important because I might have, had friends in the past that would not have made the time for me. Like, I'll be honest with you. If it wasn't important to them, then it just wasn't going to happen. And so surround yourself with the right people and your world will change. It will change. Okay. So I wanted to just take a moment and I wanted to talk about something that Jan said that was so impactful. But before I do that, because I'm going to forget, put retreat in the comments if that is something that you want more information about. And we will make sure that you get the information on the retreat and the spiral up if you want to join that, which is going to be life changing for you. Like, I've gotten goosebumps when I've been talking to all of my experts behind the scenes this week. You are not going to want to miss this. And the chance to go on this life changing retreat, like lives were changed. You get to go for half price because I believe in you so stinking much. But again, I only let a maximum of 10 people and I already have a few of those spots taken. So you're not going to want to miss this. It's the last week in September. So mark it off, make it happen. Make it happen. All right. Okay. So one of the things Jan said was that you really have to just do what you said you were going to do. And I want to just piggyback on what we talked about last night, because last night we talked about confidence. We talked about posture. And it's so amazing to me when we consider how powerful our words are and how powerful it can be when we don't keep our own word to ourselves. And I've had client after client after client say that they're going to do something and then they don't. And then they feel so crappy about it. And I don't want any of us to feel crappy about things. I want all of us to feel empowered. I want that energy, that confidence to come through the phone, through the computer, through our voices every single we talk about our business, right? And so what I have found over and over and over again is that when you say you're going to do something and you don't do it, you consider yourself now not trustworthy. And when you do not see yourself as trustworthy, you start to look at yourself differently and you hold yourself at a lower esteem. Therefore, it lowers your self-esteem. You following me? So every single time I say, I'm going to work out 3 days a week and I don't, I feel like a crap because I didn't do what I said I was going to do. Well, why even bother? Because I'm not even trustworthy enough. And then I give up. It takes action to create confidence, but it takes consistent action to build that confidence. And it's something as simple as I said it, I did it, I said it, I did it will change the game for you. But you have to be willing to do what you said you were going to do. And so if your promise to yourself is that I'm going to consistently post on social media and you have not been doing anything, maybe you say, I'm going to post on social media 2 days a week. And you do it so that you are building that trust with yourself. It's a doable enough goal that it's pushing you enough, but it's not going to be overwhelming and you're not going to fall off the bandwagon, right? And so you do it twice a week. You start to trust yourself. Your self-esteem is maintained or starts to increase. And then now it's like, oh, well, that's easy. I'm going to do 3. Or I'm going to do 4, or I'm going to do 3 a day now, right? Because you build up that trust in yourself. You build up that esteem. You build up that confidence. But if you promise yourself that you're going to do something and you don't follow through, it actually does a negative to you. And I don't want to see that happening. Okay. So I said it, I did it. Make small promises to yourself and stick to it. I talk about that in my book, actually. So if you want more on that, you can definitely check it out. So if you would grab your workbooks, you guys, and we're going to get started into a few of the things that I want you to fill in. If you don't have a workbook, do not stress out. It's completely free. All you need to do is to type workbook in the comments and Jamie will get you the link for that. But don't stress about it now. Grab a piece of paper and a pen and we'll figure this out later. If you really want the key and don't have to stress about it, just put VIP in the comments and we'll make sure that you get access to that link too, okay? But the workbook is going to allow for you to follow along with me. It's going to allow you to hopefully pay attention, and we're going to make the most of this time together, okay? And the workbook actually has a graphic in it tonight that allows us to be able to see in a picture version of what I'm talking about here. And so if you do not have a workbook, just put workbook in the comments and we'll make sure that you get it so you can see this, okay? But the point that I'm trying to make with this picture is that we have a compounding effect that happens when we show up consistently. And if you think about compounding interest, it's the same kind of thing, right? Where you're going along and I'm trying to like make sure that I'm backwards in my computer. So we're going along, right? And it doesn't really look like we're doing much, okay? But then all of a sudden it pays off. Like that's what compounding is. It's like you're not really doing much more, but you're really just making the small, steady increase over time. And then all of a sudden it shoots right up. And that's what happens. And it not just in money. It's not just in our income or sales that we're making, but it happens with our health. It happens with our relationships. It happens with our overall happiness. It happens with our overall success. So if I make, let's just say, a small change, then I am not going to complain for 24 hours. And then the next day I decide not to complain. And the next day I decide not to complain. Or I'm not going to gossip or whatever. Like this is just an example of happiness. It doesn't seem like it's doing much, but you guys, over time, it's just going to increase subtly until it just completely compounds. And you're like, I have rid myself of the people who complain all the time. I do not resonate with those people anymore. And now I've attracted new people. I am happier. I see the good in everything. I'm not down. I can't wait to get out of bed. All of those things all of a sudden start to click. Money, success, your business, everything hinges on your daily choices, your daily behavior, and your daily habits. And I love the book, The Compound Effect. And I believe it's Darren Hardy who wrote it. And in this book, he wrote that you can choose to make it work for you, or if you ignore it and experience the negative effects, it can be a very powerful principle in the negative, because what happens is if you consistently aren't doing anything, it doesn't feel like it's not doing anything until all of a sudden falls off. A lot of people don't realize, especially in network marketing or direct sales or any sales, your sales and what your paycheck is today is a reflection of what you did 3 or 4 months ago. 3 or 4 months ago. You're not going to see it right away. If you stop reaching out, if you stop following up, if you stop posting, you might not see it right away. And so you're like, oh, whatever. I don't even know why I bothered before. And then now all of a sudden you're like, what the heck? Where's my paycheck? I remember when I used to recruit for nursing, Department of Nursing at the Mayo Clinic, they said that we had to continue to show up because it was 4 years. If they didn't show up 1 year, they would literally see 4 years later a huge drop. And so we have to make sure that we are not only leveraging the compound effect for massive change, but we're also making sure that we're not victims to the massive negative change of the compound effect when we're not showing up or when we're executing negative habits. Okay. All right. In the workbook, here's the first thing that you guys can fill out so that we are good and ready to go here. Just going to make sure that I can read everything. I have it right here in front of me. There we go. Okay. Consistent action will exponentially, here's the thing, grow. Consistent action will exponentially grow your business, whereas consistent inaction will exponentially stall your business. Consistent action will exponentially grow your business, whereas consistent inaction will exponentially stall your business. And that's what I'm saying with the compound effect, okay? Now, there are things, again, that are likely stopping you. And sometimes they are literally blind spots. It's not that you are lazy people. It's not that you're lazy people. It's literally like sometimes there are just things that we are either out there that appear outside of our control or that we're just not aware of. So the things that might be stopping you, number one, not knowing what needs to be done daily. I don't know how many times if I have not planned out what I need to do, and I see this happening a lot when I have clients who have left their full-time careers and they're home and they have their business the whole day. And they're like, holy crap, like I was better at running my business when I was working because I knew that I only had this much time. Now I have the whole day and I don't even know what to do. And so almost having too much time can feel overwhelming. But the thing is that it's not that they have too much time, it's that they are not planning and accounting for the time. I've been a Dave Ramsey financial peace coordinator and coach for years. And one of the things that I like to compare time to is money. I used to have a money budget from Dave Ramsey. Now I have a time budget, right? What that does is that it makes me accountable for each minute of my day before the day even starts. Just like in Dave Ramsey's world, I had accountability for each dollar before it was ever spent. I knew where it was going to go. It's the same with time. One of the best things that I have ever done is gotten into the habit of planning my week on Sundays. Planning my week on Sundays. I knew what my to-do list was. I knew what my priorities were. I knew when I was going to do certain things. And I didn't have to wonder like, oh my gosh, right? Sometimes people just need to know, like, what is a daily method of operation that I should institute? What is something that I need to do every single day to manage my goals, to make sure that my goals are happening? How many conversations do I need to be having? How many sales calls do I need to be having? And we can figure that out on Monday if you come to my reverse engineering live workshop, because we can work on some of that stuff. But if you don't know what it is that you need to be doing every day, it's really, really hard to do the dang thing. And so underneath number one, I have the blank reverse engineer, because you can reverse engineer your daily activities needed to meet your goals. Okay, so let's just say that you know that your normal conversion is out of every 100 people you reach out to, 10 actually respond to your message and want to talk to you. And of those 10 people, one person signs up. So then you can figure out, like, if I want to have 2 new business partners this month, then I need to have 200 reach outs in order to have 20 conversations and 2 conversions. And then from my 200, then I can decide, okay, do I want to break it down so that I do 50 each week and I just do Monday and do it? Or do I break it down into the 30 days of the month? Or maybe you only want to work 5 days. And so you decide, hey, instead of I'm going to spend doing this 25 days of the month, I have 200 of them, so I'm going to do 4 a day. Do you see where I'm going with that? There's a way that you can reverse engineer. And so now I can say, okay, I just know that I need to do 4 reach outs every single day to prospective people, relationship building. And I do that. And it's like, I put it on my calendar. I'm like, okay, I know that I do that from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. every day. And it's on my calendar. What do I need? Oh my gosh, I wake up. What do I need to do? Oh, open my calendar. This is what I need to do. Why? Because I figured it out. I reverse engineered it. I had a goal. I planned for it on Sunday. I planned where I was going to put it. Okay. The second thing that I want you to do is start praying about it. Start praying about it, because here's the deal, guys. When we add God as our business partner, we can have exponentially greater success because we are choosing to rely on Him and the impact that He is allowing us to make through this than trying to do it on our own. He wants us to depend on Him for the big things and the little things. So every single morning in my morning routine, I take time to pray and I say, Lord, help me to decide what I need to keep on my to-do list today. What do I need to keep on my to-do list? What do I need to put on tomorrow's list instead? Because this is the thing, guys. If God is willing to take care of it, sometimes things just fall off your list because it's done. somebody handles something themselves, or somebody signs up for something on their own, or whatever. Allowing him to guide you will help you to prevent overwhelm. And it'll also help you to get in sync with what he wants you to do and what's a priority. Okay. I also use prayer when it comes to reaching out to people. So let's just say that I want to interact on social media for 15 minutes a day as part of my routine. I want to just make sure people know that I'm watching their stuff and I'm loving on them, right? So maybe I'll pray beforehand. I'll say, Lord, I have 15 minutes. Please put the people in front of me that you want me to see. Let me be encourager to the certain people that you want me to see. Those algorithms, guys, who knows what's going on with those? So why not let God direct those algorithms, right? Can I get an amen on that? How many of you guys pray over your business? How many of you pray inside of your daily routines? I'm curious. And the other thing I do with that is, Lord, I'm going to reach out to 4 people today. And I don't know who those 4 people are, let's just say. Now, if you have a CRM, and I'm going to get to that, you'll know who those people are. But let's just say you don't. Lord, I am going to scroll for the next 15 minutes here, and I want to reach out to 4 people. Please highlight the people in my gut, in my body, in my soul of who you want me to reach out to. And then oftentimes, instead of commenting on their post, I'll send them a DM and I'll say exactly what I would have done in the comment, because that's what the Lord wanted me to do, is take that conversation a step further. Pray through it. I already mentioned this a little bit, but get it on your schedule. The next one is get it on your schedule. What shows up on my schedule is what I do. I live and die by my schedule. If it's not on my calendar, you guys, I will miss meetings. I will not get things done if it's not in front of me, because I have a million things going on at any given time. Schedule it. If you want to do your reach outs, you know that that's income producing activity and that's something that is a non-negotiable in your business. Put it on your freaking calendar. Decide the date, decide the time, and make it an appointment as important as any other appointment that might be on there. Put it on your calendar. And then prioritize your non-negotiables. That's the next one. So what that means is that whatever I'm working with clients, I want to make sure that not only are you building the business of your dream, but you're building the life of your dream. And I'm going to tell you, last night I confessed that I was vulnerable in the having a fear of success, right? I didn't want to be alone at the top. So guess what? It takes intentionality to make sure that that's not going to happen. I have to nurture those relationships now and tomorrow and the next day. And so every single day when I'm filling out my calendar, or on Sunday nights when I'm filling out my calendar, I put my non-negotiables in first. For me, it's time with God, time with my family, and time on my business, which means having conversations and reaching out, because that's income producing activity. Okay. Might be, post on social media. That's like number 2, right? And so when I put that on my calendar, I know that my kids aren't going to get the shaft. I know that God is not going to get the shaft. He's going to be at the front of my business. In fact, that's why I have my time with him in the mornings before my day gets hijacked. And my non-negotiables are things that will not get moved. So something else, I might run out of the day and I need to get things on my to-do list done. Anything else can get moved to another day except for my non-negotiables. They will not get moved. Time with my family will not get moved. Time with God will not get moved. And the things that I said I was going to do on my business, no matter what, need to get done before my head hits the pillow. Okay. Number 2 on things that are likely stopping you is not knowing how to juggle work and family. Not knowing how to juggle work and family. Now, part of it is literally just the intentional decision. Like, I want my family to be blessed by this. I don't want them to feel like I am choosing this over them. And I want to make sure that they're around celebrating with me when I do get to the top of my goals. Because let's be real. None of us in here are likely going to be satisfied when we get there. We're going to want to see what else we're capable of, right? So your family's going to get really burnt out if you're continuing to chase goals and you're like, oh my gosh, like when this happened, and then, you're not satisfied because it's fun. And then we go to the next one and they're like, what the hell, right? So there's 3 things within this topic that I want to talk about. Number 1 is get your family involved. Now, when my kids were little and I was still building my network marketing business with all the intensity that I wanted to, I included them. If I was sending out samples, I had them stuff the envelopes and put the stamps on. I had them carry things to the mailbox. We had fun with it. Every time I sent out a Christmas card to all my clients, they were part of that. because I wanted to get them involved. If I had events, I brought them along. We talked about my goals in the family at the dinner table. Another thing that you can do is have a dry erase board with your goals that you keep in a very public place in your house, like the kitchen, so that your family is aware, like, hey, guess what, guys, I got 3 out of my 4 clients that I have for my goal this month. And we can celebrate together, like, hey guys, somebody want to cross this or fill in this box for me? And your family can ask you, like, hey mom, how's it going? Are you getting close to earning your car? Or hey mom, like, how's your goal going? Because they see it. So get them involved in things. Okay. The other thing that I loved that we've done in the past is we created a family vision board together. I got a bunch of magazines from my hairdresser, and we had so much fun, and we created a family vision board so that they know that all of the work that I'm putting into this business is so that they can go to Disney World. They get a part in this. They get a part of the reward, and we make it all about the family, and it's so much fun. Okay. The other thing that I want you guys to do is enforce boundaries. Enforce boundaries. If you are doing what you love, and that's what's happened to me, like, I love everything that I do with my business. Well, not everything. Let me be real. Like, there are shit sandwiches that I'm still having to eat every once in a while, right? But the most part, I love everything that I'm doing. And so when you are in your zone and you're loving it, it can be really tempting to just like keep working instead of taking the time to spend with your family. And so I want to make sure that you are designing your life and your business as intentionally as you can. So one of the things that I have done since I left my full-time career to run my business is I designed the life that I wanted from the get-go. My day stops at 4 p.m. unless I have special events like this. My Fridays are open for family. And if I want to get together with friends, or if I choose to network with people that I love hanging around, that's what Friday's for. Every 6th week I have off because I want to make sure that I build in time for travel, because traveling the world with my family is one of my values. And weekends are off limits. So being intentional about what you want and holding boundaries around them and saying what you said you were going to do is going to allow for you to get less burnout. You are able to tailor your business so that it matches it. And that's one of the things that I absolutely love to do with people when I'm helping them in their business strategy is figuring out, what kind of life do you want? And how can we build your business to create that? Maybe it's an extra income stream. Maybe it's that we need to looking at your pricing structure. Maybe there's an evergreen option that you can add as a service that's going to allow you to have passive income coming in without extra work. But I do that on purpose so that I am being intentional with the life that you want, so that you're not going from 9 to 5 to 24/7, because that is not fun. All right. And then the last one is invest in your relationships. Invest in your relationships. Here's the deal, guys. Like, you don't have time to spend time with people who are going to bring you down, who are going to participate in your downward spiral. You are going to be intentional from now on to choose people who are going to help you spiral up. I want you to invest in people that are going to be a supporter in you. My spouse is one of them. Andy is an amazing man, but if I ignored him, if I neglected him, he'd be like, this business sucks. It totally ruined our life. So I get to make him a priority. I get to utilize tools that I use all the time, like using the love languages and understanding the DISC personality assessment and knowing how I can communicate with him and knowing what he needs. And doing all of those things, because if I make sure that I make my partner priority, my business is not going to be as stressful. He's my partner now, instead of the person who's doubting me, who's complaining that I'm spending money and not making money. He's not that, because she's my partner. But you have to invest in those relationships if you want that to happen. Okay. And that's another reason why I'm bringing in a relationship specialist inside of Spiral. She teaches us how to date our spouses. I'm bringing in a person who is going to teach us how to talk about money to our spouse so that we can make sure that we're investing in that relationship. I'm bringing in a personality, experts that are going to teach us how to leverage the different parts of the personality types and how to know how to communicate with people. Because if you don't have solid relationships in your life, you guys, you're not going to do the things that you need to do, because they're going to complain. They're going to not want to pick up the slack. My husband's amazing at helping around the house because he believes in me. And I'm able to get stuff done because I have the help. But if I didn't invest in our relationship, that wouldn't happen. He'd be resentful and he wouldn't be helping. You guys understand? Number 3, lack of effective systems. Lack of effective systems. Something else that holds people back. And the best thing that I have found when it comes to time management and being consistent is developing habits, leveraging habits, because a habit is something that you do without thinking about it. It just becomes a part of who you are. Like my physical therapist, Crystal, is also my trainer. And so I literally have this habit built that when my alarm goes off, I get up, I start my coffee pot, and then I go in and do my stretches. It's just part of who I don't even think about it. And so when we can create something as a habit, we're not having to rely as much on motivation in order for us to do it. It just becomes part of who we are. So leveraging habits, okay? Leveraging automation is next. Leveraging automation. This is my jam. I love automation, but here's the deal. You use it in the right way. I'm a relationship person. I never want my automation to feel like it's making my connection with other human beings anything less than optimal. But I utilize systems that allow for me to automate as much as I possibly can. What are some things I automate? For example, I work with my friend Cindy, who is also she's freaking amazing. So I bring in, you guys, like the best experts, I swear. And so Cindy introduced me to something that utilizes a automation that can, for example, instead of you paying for Facebook ads, okay, this is really cool. Instead of you paying for Facebook ads, she has a system that allows for when you notice a Facebook ad, you can select it. And then the system uses AI to figure out people that had a positive comment to that ad, like, oh my gosh, sounds amazing, or they're tagging other people on it, whatever. The system literally chooses the people that are liking that ad that would be as similar as your target market and will start to send them friend requests automatically. What? Crazy. Like leveraging that stuff automatically. She has a system that allows for us to send, birthday messages and automatically. She has everything's within the same system. We can tag people, we can comment on things with automation. So leveraging automation allows for us to make sure that those things are done consistently because we don't have to think about it. It's just done. I also have another friend who is brilliant at cybersecurity, and she built an all-in-one cyber secure system for business owners to protect our small businesses from cyber hacks and threats. And within that system, I was able to set up automations that allow for my client experience to be improved upon. So for example, if you guys registered for this event, you got an email that confirmed that you got the registration. You got an email that said, hey, this is where the workbook is. You got a text message saying, hey, we're going to be going live in 15 minutes. I'll see you there. Here's the link. I set all of that up, guys. I don't even know when, a while ago. And so you got all of this amazing communication set up for you that it goes off automatically. I have automation set up for my courses so that I'm able to have higher touch with my students so that I know when they're completing their work so I can say, great job. I know when they've watched a video so I can say, hey, way to go watching that video. Do you have any questions? I can see in automation because it says this person hasn't opened their stuff. Automation will change your life, but you have to be using the right tools. And so using them, leveraging them is going to help you be consistent. Okay. I also have somebody coming in as an expert to talk about ChatGPT and how you can utilize some of this stuff to take some of the heaviness out of the things that are preventing you from showing up consistently. Doing things, using things that are available to you are going to help you to show up. And then the other thing is I want you to acknowledge and improve your inefficiencies. Acknowledge and improve your inefficiencies. So if you recognize that it's taking you a really long time to do something, maybe you need to hire somebody that is a lot less expensive than what you could charge for your primary services, your zone of genius, right? But maybe this person is $10 an hour and you are charging $200 an hour to coach somebody. It's a no-brainer if it takes this person 10 minutes and it takes you an hour and a half. That's $10 well spent for you to make more money. Do you know what I'm saying? And so I love to do that for people. I love to figure out what your blind spots are. Like, hey, sis, you're spending a lot of time here. I think that you'd be better spent your time here. And let's figure out a way to get this done, whether it be through automation, whether it be to hire someone, but we can figure that out. Sometimes we think that we're doing everything the best way possible because we don't want to hire anybody. We're wearing all the hats, but you spending 3 months trying to figure out how to build a website when you could easily either, hire someone, or I'm bringing in experts, for example, that are going to teach us how to efficiently build a website, right? So saving time is huge. It's huge. And figuring out where your inefficiencies are and where you're wasting time, you're going to be able to be consistent with the things that you need to be doing instead of what you've been adding to your plate because you feel like you have to. And then the last one under number 3 is delegate. Guys, so many people are afraid of hiring help. And I have a friend, Tiffany, who's going to be coming into Spiral Up and teaching us how to find help, how to onboard help, how to delegate. Freaking amazing. Because delegation is huge. Why would I spend 3 hours on something when it can take someone else 30 minutes because they're so good at it and they're charging barely anything? My first assistant was in the Philippines. You guys, the average salary or cost per hour in the Philippines is between $2 and $10 an hour. You can do things through Upworks and Fiverr. You can hire gig people, freelancers who can create your logo for you, who can create this video for you. And it's not expensive and it takes it off of your plate, and that energy, that effort, that time you could redirect and spend on what you want to spend it on and what you're good at. Okay. I even have had amazing, top-notch, amazing high school interns. These are kiddos who wanted to go into marketing, communications, entrepreneurship, and I allowed for them to learn from me. I mentored them for 90 days, and I taught them how to run a business by basically doing the things that I needed them to do. They learned. I got to mentor them. It's so much fun. And then at the end of 90 days, we get to decide together if they want to stay on or if it's our time is done. And if they want to stay on, then we negotiate a small amount of money that I'm willing to pay for that service. And it's perfect. So utilizing things that allow for you to delegate and get that stuff off your plate is huge, and it's going to allow for you to be consistent. Because if I have somebody running my email newsletter that put Kelly, shout out to Kelly. Kelly's the one who sends out my email every Thursday. She keeps me consistent because I know that that's one of the things that she does, and it's done. I didn't have to worry about it when I was on vacation, right? And so finding help is going to be huge. Now, let's go down to the last section I have in here, which is number 4, and it's a lack of motivation. A lack of motivation holds us back from getting things done consistently. And there are a couple of things that I love to tell people about in this way, because honestly, everything that I do is really to help you kick the butts out of your business, the excuses out of your business, right? I want you to step up and prove to yourself how freaking capable you are so that you can make massive impact. I want to see you freaking rise up to the challenge. But so many of us get in our own way, and the lack of motivation is huge in this area. And so the first thing that I have my clients do is solidify the purpose of their business. Why are you doing it? And if you look in my book, I actually have an exercise that you can do called the 7 whys, where you can digress each why into the root cause of why the heck you're here in the first place. And so getting to the root cause of why you're doing that in your business is going to help to sustain your habits. It's going to help sustain your motivation because it just becomes part of who you are. The next one is leverage habits. And I've already mentioned this one because it's so important, but I want to mention this because you're less susceptible to a lack of motivation when you have habits built. So it just becomes part of what you do on a given Monday at 2 p.m. You're not going to think about it. Oh, it's Monday. This is what I do. Okay. So getting in the habit, I reconcile my QuickBooks on Fridays. It's Financial Friday in my head. So I can make sure I do it. And so that I don't get down to tax season. I'm like, oh shit. Like, now what? This is going to take me weeks and I'm frustrated. Like, we don't want that, guys. And so getting into habits is going to help. Leverage accountability. Now, inside of the Spiral Up community, one of the things that I'm so excited for is that anybody who wants accountability will get it. And what I'm going to do is partner people with someone else that has a similar goal and has been, in the business about the same time, so that you are not feeling like one of you is carrying the other. I want you both to just like crush it. And so what I'm going to do is the people who are in the program who want accountability partners, I will personally, myself or part of my team, will match people up with the accountability partner to keep themselves going. I have had amazing accountability partners over the years where it's something as simple as, hey, got my stuff done. And we send each other texts and it's good. My husband had accountability partner for a long time. And if they didn't work out, they owed each other $10. And so my husband's like, I'm too cheap. I'm not going to do that. So he worked out every day. Like, that's so cool. But it's the power of accountability. All right. And then the last thing when I talk about motivation is optimizing your emotional state. This is one of my favorite things that I talk about because it is something that's so powerful. And I got this from Tony Robbins. I've taken many of his courses. And this is a big one because what it does is it leverages our innate emotional state and how we can get into action when we manipulate it to our advantage. Okay. So when we want to optimize our emotional state, we need to consider number one, our physiology. Move your body. Maybe it's run in place for 3 seconds. Maybe it's dance. Maybe it's take a walk, but move your body, change your physiology, and it will help more than anything. It's the pillar of the 3 things. The second one is focus. If you are focusing on, oh, I'm so tired. Oh, I don't feel like it. Oh, I just wish I was at the pool. Oh, I wish that I could go to bed. Then that's what you're going to get. But you change your focus, you capture it. The Lord tells us in scripture to take each thought captive. Take your thought captive and say, this is not what I want to focus on. If I keep focusing on the fact that I'm stuck, guess what? I'm going to stay stuck. But if I focus on like, okay, I'm doing this because of this. I want this goal. I see my dry erase board in the kitchen. Boom, I'm ready. I need to focus on something. I need to focus on my list. I need to focus on my why, because I have a family picture in front of me that it represents it. Whatever the case is, change your focus. And then number 3 is language. How are you talking to yourself? So if you are telling yourself like, oh, you suck, why are you even doing this anyway? Guess what? You're not going to do it. But if you start to tell yourself like, I got this, you use your affirmations, you start to talk to yourself the way that your best friend would talk to you, it's going to help. So adding the 3 things, physiology, focus, and language, is going to change your emotional state enough to get you into action. It's so much fun. Are you guys having fun with this tonight? Like, I feel like, can you tell? Like, it's late, it's night 3, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I hope that I'm still bringing you guys like top-notch energy and all the things, because this is so much fun. I love serving you, and I hope that you are excited to level up. I hope that you're starting to see what is possible in your business by showing up, by being clear, by being confident, and being consistent. And on Monday, we are going to do a bonus training at 7 p.m. Central. I'm going to talk about all of the cool science, the quantum physics around high-level success that you can literally shift your business without doing any more work. It's literally just a subtle shift that's going to make all the difference. I'm going to talk to you about that on Monday, so do not miss that. Tomorrow night, tomorrow night, I am going to do a live Q&A for any of you guys who want to join me. This is anybody here that's listening to this video right now. If you want to join the live Q&A and you don't know how to access it, just put Q&A in the comments and I will make sure that you guys get the Zoom link. It's tomorrow night at 7 p.m. You have the chance to come ask any question that you have regarding anything that I've trained on, anything that regarding your business that you want another set of eyes on. This is about you getting massive value and getting you unstuck so that you can get closer to where you want to be. Okay. Now, not only am I going to be there to answer your questions and to give you strategy that you need individually, but you also are going to get a chance to meet some of our experts that are going to be in Spiral Up. These people are fantastic. I've been having conversation all week with some amazing people that are so excited to serve you guys. Their zone of genius is like blowing my mind. I've known some of these people for years. I've met them through my podcast. I've worked with them myself. They have been brilliant parts of my business, and I want them to be brilliant parts of yours. And so join me tomorrow night, get a chance to meet some of them. Okay. Now, let's talk about homework, and then I'm going to remind you of another fun surprise. So here we go. Action items for tonight. What you're going to want to do is look for the homework post after this training. So it'll be homework number 3 or day 3 inside of guide 2. Once you do your homework, which is all of the 3 things that are on this action item list, then you go ahead in that comments and you put done, and you're going to go into a drawing for one of my autographed books and a special surprise for me. Okay. Homework number 1. What is one action that if you could do it consistently would move your business forward exponentially? What is one thing that you know if you just promised that you would do it consistently, it would change things for you? And then I just want to know, I want you to commit. What is one action that you could commit to doing daily for the next 30 days? I want you to acknowledge it. And if, you know what, if you want to put it in the comments in homework day 3, like I want to hear it. Because once you put it in the world, once you type it, once you write it, it makes it real. And I want you guys to see results. You can't just listen to this freaking training and then just let it like, you have to start implementing, because I know this stuff works. I just had a client reach out to me who's been to my workshops. She said, Lachelle, my business is completely different because I've executed everything that you told me to do. You know how good that made me feel? But that was on her. She made the choice, guys. She made the decision, like Jan said. So I want you to make the decision. What is something that you're going to commit to doing? And then I want you to tag me in your stories on social media. Tag me on Instagram, tag me on Facebook, and tell me what action step you're committing to so that I can share you out to my audience as well. Okay. There's a couple of reasons that I have you guys do the whole tagging me. Number 1, I'm holding you accountable for the homework, right? But number 2, when you tag me, I get to share that story out to my network. You're showing your network that you are showing up for personal development. You're showing your network that you take your business seriously. You showing your network that you are stepping up, that you're leveling up, that you're ready, and they are going to notice that. They are going to trust you faster when they see action like that. So I do it for you. So please go in your stories, say that what you've been learning, share it out in your feed, tell people that you're investing in yourself and what you're gathering from this and how you cannot wait to serve them at a higher level, because people will notice. People will notice. Okay. All right. We're going to wrap up tonight. Again, remember Q&A tomorrow night at 7 p.m. on Zoom. Just put Q&A in the comments if you need it, or watch your email. If you need the workbook, just type workbook and we'll get that to you. If you need access to VIP for Monday's VIP workshop, you can go ahead and put VIP in the comments. Do the homework. And my favorite is that if you guys are interested in Spiral Up, have a conversation with me in DMs. Let's get your questions answered, because if you commit to Spiral Up by this time Sunday night, I am going to give you half price admission to my retreat. And again, seats are limited. So you are not going to want to miss this chance. And I've never done this before. And I don't know why I'm doing it, to be honest with you. But I want to serve. That's the deal. I want to serve. I want to make this the biggest, best year I can possibly for you. And this is the way I can do that. So don't give in to fear. Don't give in to procrastination. Let's just have a conversation and we'll figure it out together. Okay. You owe it to yourself. You owe it to yourself. All right, you guys, we are past how long I wanted to go. I will see you guys for the Q&A tomorrow night. I will see you bonus here on Monday, and I hope you had a great night. Bye, everybody.